Between Two Staircases. I'm Ratana and this is Tamika Simpkins.
Hi.
So we have a fanny pack today.
Full of questions.
And I guess I will start by shaking and shaking up.
Shake it good.
Have either of us experienced any paranormal activity?
I have. I was helping a friend with a self-tape audition, and she was in the middle of her dialogue, and all of a sudden she stopped. And I was on FaceTime. And I was like, what's wrong? Are you okay? And she was like, hold on. And then she sent me the video. And in the video, you can clearly see an image behind her in the window outside, just like staring like,
oh my gosh.
What are you doing? I still have that video on my phone. I'll show it to you later.
But here at the theater, I am the ghost.
Yes.
Whoa, shoot. Am I supposed to say that?
That's what editing is for. Oh, whammies. Okay. We both have the most physical work to do in this show.
She does.
What have you been doing to prepare before each performance?
Eating all of the Reese's peanut butter cups I can get my little mitts on. Seriously, our dressing room is a yoga studio. I have a yoga mat, I have foam rollers, I have all kinds of little like doodads for stretching, and if we're not getting ready, I'm probably on the floor stretching.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I can't speak for Ratana's age, but I'm a middle-aged black woman running around on the stage from invisible spirits. That takes a lot.
We are both making our East-West Players debut.
Yes.
Yay, congratulations to us.
Yes.
What has been the best part about this collaboration with East-West?
When I came to LA and a lot of the theater community talked about the dream theaters you want to work at. And I did a reading here many years ago, and I said, okay, I know I'm not great yet, but one day I want to be good enough to be able to perform on that stage. And every time I come here for a show, for a rehearsal, I just think about how I manifested that and all of the hard work that it took. Words cannot describe how we all have gotten to this part together here.
It's like getting an MFA, except, you know,
And it is.
we're here and we're professionals and we're doing this thing. And yeah, this has been very special.
Yeah.
Just, you know, for a lot of reasons. And then to be among you and this amazing cast and crew of people, I cannot say enough good things. Just, they're amazing. So I hope you come and see this magic. Ooh, ow, hot.
Here we go. As far as we know, this is the first Thai American play, which feels like that can't be true, but sadly it is. What does that mean to you and for you to be a part of it?
Ooh, so for those of you who don't know, I'm Thai, Chinese, and Filipino. And to be a part of a Thai American story, let alone the first, it's extra special because I get to celebrate that side of my heritage that it doesn't always get a lot of love. So, hooray.
Do you feel like your dad is so proud of you right now?
I feel like my dad and my grandma are kind of watching down and they're smiling. You know, they still wish I was an accountant or a doctor, but they're happy.
They're happy because you're happy.
Yeah. Delia's emotional range and arc is one of the most intense in the show. Also, I'm really sorry for freaking you out. What is the energy that you as a human brings into this role, and what do you take out of it after vows?
It's very interesting. The energy that I bring, I think about, to be honest, I think about the things that I have lost that were so dear to me. Sometimes I actually think about that gets me into an emotional space, not only as Delia, but as Tamika. I wish some of my ancestors were still here to see me finally live the dream that I wanted to live and not the dream that others wanted to live for me. There were so many times I wanted to give up, and I could feel them as my guardian angels telling me, no, you can't give up.
Yeah.
You are happy. You may seem unhappy right now because you're not where you want to be yet, but keep walking through the fire.
Yeah.
It's going to come to fruition. And so just a lot of times it's like I know they're here, but I wish I could see their faces.
Yeah.
I am so grateful for every audience member that we have. And so at the end of every bow, I always do this. I always point to the audience.
Yeah.
That's my
Oh,
thing.
I love
Because we have no show if it's
Without
not
them.
for the other side.
It's true.
They bring their energy. They come to hear the stories that we want to tell. So for me, I bring that to every bow. I am thankful for every person in that audience that is on the journey with us. We've done a lot of voiceover work. In this show, your role is more physical. What parts have voiceover work prepared you for Jai, and what parts are new to you?
Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with voiceover work, it is a very physical job. Just because you don't see my face doesn't mean I am not moving wildly and banging into walls by accident, and like using my whole body to get an emotion or a physicality across. So I think a lot of what I learned in voiceover I take into the theater, because I think voiceover and theater are very similar. You use your whole body to communicate this story that you have to communicate. Jai is mostly silent. And so she has to use her physicality and her body to express what is inside of her. So I can't use my words, and I use my words all the time. And then in terms of what else I've been prepared for, I think you've spoken of this too, because I know you do voiceover, which is in order to have, to be able to scream and to emote in the way that we do and have it carry all the way to the back of the house, is just having that voiceover training, helping you be supported and warming up and making sure that you can scream and still talk the next day.
What's going through your mind as you scare the crap out of me at every show? And how do you get into that ghost headspace?
Oh boy. The way I get into her headspace is I just think about how she is a transplant, and how sometimes when you're an exchange student, you may or may not want to be here. Your parents might have made you come. But I think of her as somebody who was like, she was eager to go home. And something, cut her short, and now she's stuck. And if you're stuck and your language isn't English as a first language, and you don't know how to get to where you want to go, but it's not here, what is that frustration? What is that, like, id? Like, kind of like a baby. Like, a baby doesn't have words. They're just like, I'm hungry, I have to go to the bathroom, and so, like, what is that feeling that you can bring inside you that will help your body express that frustration?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
then part two, how do you get into that ghost headspace?
I think I hello, ghosties.
Was it on a timer? There it is.
Well, I just did.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at what you did. Did you not like that question?
Apparently not. Felix calls Delia a coffee snob. What are you a snob for?
I am a coffee snob, I will say. At the beginning of the pandemic, when everybody was, and I was like, okay, how am I going to get my Starbucks? I can make boring coffee at home, but no. And all the rage was this Dalgona coffee.
Oh yes, I remember this. Yes.
And I'd never heard of it before, and I was like, okay, instant coffee, and I just practiced every day, and I perfected it, and that was like my thing. I had this $20 fancy coffee mug, and that was just my fancy thing. Like, this is art.
Okay.
Imitating life. I had my fancy cup, and I had my frothy, and then I would do different things. So now my new thing, since I have mastered Dalgona for my particular taste, is I am teaching myself how to make cold brew, which you have to use the nitro, and you have to get certain things, but you can do it at home, but there's a bit more of a science to it.
Okay,
so
it's a good thing you have a degree in computer science.
Yeah, which I like the logical. Playing out the formulas of it all. It's a bit more tricky than a Dalgona, but I am if you saw my coffee bar, literally takes up a whole wall in our house.
I'm coming over after we wrap the show. We're going to have coffee.
Good.
we are sadly out of questions, although I could talk to you for hours.
Well, we do talk for
We
hours
really
in the
do.
dressing room.
We really do. So
this was a rock star.
this one, rock star. Follow her on all of the socials, stalk her, make sure she gets hired for all of the things.
Well, I'm trying to get her to show me social media. Your social media is on point.
I will do my best.
Yes. Yes.
And to the audience,
Thank you.
thank you.
Please come and get some scares and some laughs and some cries and all in between.